Good morning. Today we're going to be asking a couple questions to our fellow people we're here with.
Gloria Tittman. I'm a wellness coach, a registered dietitian as well.
Austin Armstrong. I'm also a wellness coach here for Parkview and FWCS.
Alright, we're going to start off with the question. Can you define what food deserts are to you?
Food deserts are an area within our community that doesn't have the access to healthy food resources, such like plants, vegetables, fruits, which makes it hard to get that proper nutrition within the community.
Could you explain how food deserts are formed?
So that's a good question. I would just say by probably just inequality in some areas. They're probably going to market towards maybe people that they know are going to buy those foods, so then it becomes an inequality, or maybe more convenience stores, those types of foods that really don't sell fresh produce, that kind of thing, just pops up more and more. So then those areas are underdeveloped for growing maybe the kind of market for fresher produce.
What do you guys think is the main cause of food deserts?
I think one of the main causes could definitely be demand in that area for healthy produce. I think a lot of people like to gravitate towards more of that processed, easy to make, boxed or packaged food because it is easy. You can feed a large family with that kind of meal, and it's a lot harder to make meals with vegetables and fruits in abundance and having to prepare your meals. So I think people gravitate more towards the packaged and processed food.
Yeah, and kind of with that too, like just the demand part, like the fresh fruits and vegetables don't have as long as a shelf life. And obviously if you go to like a health food shop, those things are more expensive. Organic food's more expensive. So also just the affordability factor that sometimes can factor into that as well.
Alright, and then do you guys feel as though food deserts are increasing or decreasing in our area community?
I feel like they might be decreasing a little bit. There are some programs and things in our community, like community gardens, government assistance programs for fresh fruits and vegetable program, things like that, that try to help out. And then just, as the community grows, then again, the demand will grow for more grocery stores, things like that to pop up as well.
How would you define the microbiome, or explain to somebody what that is?
The microbiome, like in the guts?
Yeah.
So like the microbiome, your body, each individual person kind of has their own microbiome. So like living bacteria that lives in your guts that will help with digestion. So yours would be different from mine, from his and theirs. So everyone's is individual. It's made up of millions, hundreds, thousands of bacteria. That just helps with your body with digestion.
Back to the previous question, is there a way we could reduce food deserts even more?
I think by coming up with more of those programs, whether they're government-based or not, but coming up with more fresh fruit and vegetable markets, like the farmers market's a great example, coming up with those, or things we can do throughout the year to kind of make fresh fruits and vegetables and organic food more available to those communities.
Do you guys think that there's different eating habits and health issues in different types of areas of Fort Wayne, or different types of areas in general?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think, you go maybe to a different side of town and there are more of those health food shops, or more like exercise studios, and there's definitely maybe a higher income in that area versus other parts where there's not as much, and you don't see as much even fresh produce in the grocery stores as you do in those grocery stores. So there definitely is an inequality there. I think so.
In what ways do food deserts negatively impact the person's health?
So back to like kind of the microbiome, your body really loves diversity, especially when it comes to like produce. Your body really needs that to have good digestion and be able to absorb nutrients better. So your body will absorb it better from food than from, say, like a vitamin or a supplement. So it really can impact your health in different ways, especially related to digestion. Um, you guys probably have good digestion, but the older you get, it kind of starts to slow down and might affect you more. So definitely you need to keep eating those fruits and vegetables, and they say maybe 3 to 4 servings a day, but really it should be like 5 or 6 servings a day. So it definitely can affect your health in that way.
Alright, and I know we kind of already touched on like community gardens and like programs like that, but would you guys think they would solve the issue or just kind of help it, or do you guys think we need more?
I know from personal experience, I used to work in a program for women, infants, and children where they receive vouchers for healthy foods. And there was a program in the summer that we did for fresh fruits and vegetables. They received vouchers and they could redeem them. And we always ran out every year. So there definitely was a need for it, and we couldn't meet the need. There was always people calling and asking that they wanted more. And that was just through the summer, because obviously we can't do it as much in the winter without being able to grow produce. So yeah, there's definitely more that I think we could do. It's just, trying to meet those demands.
Why do you think food deserts are a problem? Like, are they a big problem or a small problem? You think we just need to focus on them more and like solve the issue, or you think something like we can focus on later?
I think it's something we definitely need to focus on now. Like Laura was saying, there's definitely a demand for people that want fruits and vegetables. We might just not always be able to meet that demand. So I think focusing on them and putting out more of those organic and healthy foods will help bring the cost down a little bit, make it more affordable for people if there's more of those options.
If you were to fix the problem, what would you do first?
I think make it more accessible, which will help bring the cost down. I think that's a big thing, is the accessibility in the whole community, and then it also kind of being a little bit higher cost when you consider things like shelf life, since it doesn't last as long as your packaged and processed food.
What are some ways you think people in our community can help with more food deserts?
Well, they could participate with community gardens, or if you're able to maybe even grow your own garden and you have leftover produce, you could find a way to donate it. You could always volunteer time if available at, say, like a food bank or things like that. Yeah.
What exactly do you think should be done to prevent food deserts, or what's some things that we can do to have them not increase as much?
It's hard to say. I almost feel like you can't control what people sell in stores. So it's just trying to shift the mindset almost. It takes a lot of work to increase the demand for, like, say, healthier foods, maybe in convenience stores versus snack foods. So if we demanded it, then people would sell it more. But it's hard to shift that focus for a lot of people. And like I said, you can't really you can't make people sell anything that they don't want to. If they know that this is going to sell, they're probably going to sell that versus, fresh produce that could go bad and it's a waste of their money. So yeah, it could just be a shift in mindset for people.
And then, do you guys feel like schools like impact food deserts at all, or that we should be taught more about it?
I think that's interesting. I know when I went to high school, we didn't ever have like nutrition classes. I don't know if you guys do, but I always thought that was something that should be taught in each school. Like, we had a health class, but it wasn't necessarily just focused on nutrition. So I think that's something that could definitely be offered in schools, or should be offered in schools. As far as like the lunch program, they do have to follow certain guidelines to meet nutrition needs. So that does help. That's a good thing.
Which has changed in recent years. Like, it's changed since I was in elementary school. Moving to high school, that's kind of when it changed. So, I mean, we're kind of going in the right direction when it comes to the lunch program.
Alright, well, that wraps up our questions. Is there anything else you guys would like to add or say?
I don't know. Good questions though.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good questions.
Alright, well, thank you so much for coming in and letting us interview you guys for our project.
Alright, that wraps it up. Thank you guys.
Yeah, you're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.